My beloved brother and sisters, chosen one, a woman is secretly in love with you, but afraid to speak. There is something unfolding quietly around your life right now. Something gentle yet powerful that you cannot afford to ignore because it carries a deep emotional weight that may shape your future in ways you have been waiting for without even realizing it. God is drawing your attention to a hidden affection, a silent love that has been growing patiently, wrapped in fear and hesitation, yet filled with sincerity that cannot be denied forever. This is not a coincidence, and this is not a passing feeling, because what is being revealed to you carries a purpose that heaven itself has allowed to develop in silence. Type 2222 if you believe. There is a reason your spirit has felt a subtle shift, as if someone is thinking about you more deeply than words could ever express, holding back emotions that are real but fragile in their current form. God sees the heart that beats quietly for you, a heart that has chosen you in a way that goes beyond surface emotions. And yet, this person is struggling with fear, unsure if their love will be received with warmth or met with distance. This is why the feeling remains unspoken, hidden behind careful actions and quiet presence. Yet, it continues to grow stronger with each passing day. You may not have noticed every sign, but there have been small moments, subtle glances, and unspoken care that carried more meaning than they appear to on the surface. All gently placed in your path, so that when the time is right, everything will make sense. There is a divine softness in this situation, something that reflects the nature of God's love itself, patient and kind, never forcing itself, but always present, always waiting for the right moment to be revealed. This woman has been holding her feelings carefully, not because they are weak, but because they are strong enough, matter deeply, and she does not want to risk losing what she feels before she even understands how to express it fully. Somewhere within her, there is a quiet prayer, a hope that one day the distance between silence and expression will finally close. As you continue to listen, allow your heart to stay open and gently support this moment by liking this video so that more souls who need this encouragement can also receive this quiet reminder of God's unfolding plan. God is not showing you this to confuse you, but to prepare your heart, to make you aware that love does not always arrive loudly, and sometimes the most genuine feelings come in silence, waiting for courage to meet opportunity. This woman's fear is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of how much she values what she feels. Because when something is truly precious, it is not handled carelessly or spoken without thought. She has been watching, learning, and quietly caring, hoping that one day she will feel safe enough to let her heart be known without fear of rejection or misunderstanding. Type 1111 if you trust in God. There is something deeply human and deeply spiritual about this kind of love, because it mirrors the way God often reaches out to hearts gently, patiently, never forcing, but always present, waiting for the right moment when the heart is ready to receive. In the same way, this woman has been near you in ways that may not have been obvious, offering support, kindness, and quiet attention that carries more meaning than words ever could at this stage. Her silence is not empty. It is full of unspoken care, full of thoughts she has not yet found the courage to share. God wants you to understand that timing matters in everything that touches the heart. And what is hidden today is not meant to remain hidden forever. Because truth has a way of finding its voice when the moment is right. You are being prepared to recognize this love not through loud declarations, but through the gentle awareness that something real has been growing near you all along. This is not about rushing or forcing anything into existence, but about allowing understanding and patience to guide what comes next. There is also a lesson here about your own heart, about learning to notice what is quiet, what is subtle, and what carries sincerity without needing to be announced loudly. God often in these quiet spaces, shaping connections that are built on depth rather than noise, on truth rather than appearance. It is intentional, carefully placed within your path so that both hearts involved can grow, understand, and eventually step into something that reflects genuine care and divine timing. You are not being asked to chase or to demand answers, but to remain aware, to remain open, and to trust that what is meant to unfold will do so with clarity when the right moment arrives. There is peace in knowing that what is real does not need to be forced, and what is guided by God will not be lost or misplaced along the way. The silence you are witnessing now is not the end of the story, but the beginning of something that is still finding its voice. There is beauty in this quiet love, a beauty that is not rushed or pressured, but allowed to grow in a way that is stable and meaningful. God is protecting both hearts involved, ensuring that when this love is finally spoken, it will come from a place of readiness rather than fear, from a place of confidence rather than uncertainty. Until then, the silence remains not as a barrier, but as a space where feelings are becoming stronger, deeper, and more real with each passing day. There is a gentle shift continuing to unfold around your life. Something that is no longer just a hidden feeling, but a quiet presence that is beginning to shape the atmosphere around you in ways you may not fully understand yet. God is allowing this situation to grow with care, making sure that every emotion involved becomes steady, mature, and deeply rooted before it is brought into the light. What has been silent is not fading away, but becoming stronger, as if love itself is learning how to breathe before it learns how to speak. A 7-second brainwave approach, previously limited to elite groups and stored in classified files is now available to everyone. And many call it the 30-second miracle. Researchers claim it stimulates a dormant brain center associated with prosperity and blessings. Click the link in the comments below before it is removed from the internet again. This woman carries a tenderness within her heart that is deeply connected to the way she sees you, not just on the surface, but in a way that reaches into your character, your struggles, and your quiet strength. She has been observing with care, not in a distant or detached way, but in a way that shows how much values what she feels, because she does not want to approach something so meaningful without understanding it fully. Her silence is filled with emotion, with thoughts she replays, with moments she treasures quietly without letting them be known. God is shaping her heart in this waiting, teaching her patience, teaching her courage, and gently preparing her to step beyond fear when the right moment arrives. This fear she carries is not a rejection of love, but a reflection of how deeply she feels it. Because when something matters so much, the possibility of losing it becomes something she cannot ignore. She has been protecting her feelings not because they are uncertain, but because they are certain enough to matter deeply to her soul. Type 1919 to receive miracles. There have been moments when she came close to speaking, moments when her heart felt ready to step forward, yet something within her held her back, whispering that the timing was not yet right, that more understanding was needed, that more courage must grow within her before she can reveal what she has been carrying. These moments, steady enough to express what is real without fear taking control. God is also preparing you, even if you do not fully realize it, guiding your awareness so that when this love is revealed, you will not overlook it or misunderstand it. You are being taught to recognize depth, to value sincerity, and to notice what is quiet rather than only what is loud. There is something important about this moment in your life. Something that is not just about receiving affection, but about understanding what genuine love looks like when it is not rushed or forced. This connection is not built on sudden emotion or temporary feeling, but on something that has been growing quietly over time, something that has been allowed to develop naturally without pressure. God often works in this way, allowing what is true to take root before it is revealed, so that when it finally comes into the open, it is not fragile or uncertain, but strong and grounded in something real. This is why everything has been unfolding slowly, because what is being built is meant to last, not to disappear as quickly as it appeared. There is a softness in how this woman holds her love, a quiet strength that may not be visible on the surface, but is deeply present within her. She has carried this feeling through moments of doubt, through moments of overthinking, through times when she questioned whether she should let go or continue holding on. Yet each time, her heart returned to the same place, to the same quiet truth that she cannot ignore, that what she feels is real and meaningful. God sees every part of this, every hidden thought, every silent prayer, every moment where she wished she could find the courage to express what she feels. None of it has been unnoticed, and none of it has been wasted. This waiting is shaping her, strengthening her, and preparing her for a moment that will come when her heart is ready to step forward without fear controlling her actions. At the same time, you are being guided to remain open, to not close your heart to what you do not yet fully understand, because sometimes the most important things arrive quietly, without announcement, without clear signs that are easy to recognize. You are being taught to sense what is real beneath the surface, to feel what is genuine even when it is not spoken out loud. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. There is no need to rush this process, because what is unfolding is not meant to be hurried or forced into a moment that is not yet prepared. God's timing carries a wisdom that goes beyond what can be seen in the present. And this situation is being guided with that same wisdom, ensuring that when everything comes together, it will do so in a way that brings clarity rather than confusion. This woman's silence is not a barrier, but a stage of growth, a time where her heart is learning to trust itself, to believe that what she feels is worth expressing, and to understand that love does not need to be perfect to be real. She is learning that fear does not have to define her actions, and that courage can grow even in the quietest moments. You are also part of this growth, even without speaking, even without acting, because your presence has been a place where her feelings have found meaning. There is something about you that has drawn her heart in a way that she cannot easily explain. Something that has made her feel seen, understood, or simply at peace in a way that she has not experienced before. This is not something that can be created artificially. It is something that happens when two lives cross paths under a deeper purpose. God is not revealing this to create pressure or expectation, but to bring awareness, to help you understand that what is happening around you carries meaning, and that you are not walking through ordinary moments without purpose. There is something being formed here, something that is still in its early stages, but already holds a depth that cannot be ignored. What if abundance could be activated from within your own mind through a powerful sound frequency, once kept in classified files? Specialists say this signal naturally draws opportunity and financial independence, and many people are already applying it. Click the link in the description and comments now and switch on this hidden brainwave today. There will come a moment when silence will no longer be enough, when the weight of unspoken feelings will gently push toward expression, not in a rushed or overwhelming way, but in a way that feels natural and right. That moment is being prepared even now, even in the quiet, even in the waiting, even in the uncertainty that still lingers. Until that moment arrives, there is peace in simply being aware, in allowing things to unfold without forcing them into clarity before their time. God is working within both hearts, shaping, guiding, and preparing each step with care, ensuring that what is meant to happen will not be missed or lost along the way. Even if nothing has been spoken yet, there is already a connection forming, something that is alive, something that is real, and something that is being guided carefully so that it is not misunderstood or lost. This woman has been carrying more than just affection, because what she feels has slowly become a part of how she sees her future, even if she has not fully admitted that to herself yet. There is a quiet hope within her that continues to grow, a hope that one day what she feels will not remain hidden, but will be received with warmth. She has imagined moments that have not yet happened, gentle conversations, shared peace, and a closeness that feels safe and genuine. These thoughts have not come from imagination alone, but from something deeper that her heart recognizes as meaningful. God has allowed her to feel this way for a reason, because not every feeling is meant to last, but what she carries has remained steady despite her doubts, despite her fear, and despite the silence that continues to surround it. This is how you can recognize that what is growing is not temporary, but something that has been given time to take root, something that has been allowed to become strong before it is revealed. Her heart has not turned away, and that in itself carries a quiet truth that cannot be ignored. Type 2323 if you agree. There have been times when she questioned everything, moments when she tried to convince herself that it would be easier to let go, to move on, or to pretend that what she feels is not as strong as it truly is. Yet, each time she reached that point, something within her gently pulled her back, reminding her that this is not something she can simply dismiss or replace. The connection she feels is not based on fleeting emotion, but on something that continues to return again and again, no matter how much she tries to push it away. God is teaching her through this process, showing her that love is not always easy, that it requires patience, courage, and a willingness to face uncertainty without losing hope. She is learning to understand her own heart, to recognize what is real within her, and to slowly build the strength needed to express it when the right moment comes. This journey has not been simple for her, but it has been necessary because it is shaping her into someone who can love with honesty and depth. At the same time, something is also being shaped within you, even if you have not fully noticed it yet. There is a growing awareness, a quiet sensitivity that is beginning to recognize that something meaningful is present around you. You may not have all the answers, and you may not fully understand what is happening, but there is a subtle sense that something is different, something is changing, and something is trying to reach you in a way that is gentle rather than overwhelming. God often works in this way, allowing understanding to come slowly, allowing awareness to grow step by step, so that when the full truth is revealed, it is received with clarity rather than confusion. You are not being left in the dark, but being guided carefully so that your heart can recognize what is real when the time comes. This is not about sudden realization, but about gradual understanding, about learning to see what has been there all along. This woman's fear has been one of the greatest barriers she has faced. Yet, it is also something that is beginning to change. There are moments now where her fear feels smaller than her desire to express what she feels. Moments where she begins to imagine what it would be like to finally speak openly, to finally release the emotions she has been holding for so long. These moments are important because they are signs that her heart is moving closer to courage, closer to the point where silence will no longer feel safe or comfortable. Type 2020 to claim miracles. God is gently strengthening her, giving her the inner confidence that she needs, reminding her that love is not meant to remain hidden forever, and that what is real deserves to be expressed. This does not mean everything will happen suddenly, but it does mean that change is already taking place within her. The fear that once held her back completely is no longer as strong as it once was. And little by little, she is beginning to believe that she can step beyond it. There is also something important happening in the space between both of you. Something that cannot be seen, but can be felt if your heart remains open. There is an energy of connection, a quiet alignment that continues to grow even without words being spoken. This is when two hearts are drawn together under a deeper purpose. What if wealth was never about chance, but about a hidden brain signal that stayed buried in classified records? This powerful frequency is now opening doors, attracting fresh opportunities, and transforming lives quickly. Thousands are already using it to bring prosperity into their lives in ways they never imagined possible. Click the link in the description and comments now and turn on the money-attracting brainwave today. God is not rushing this connection because what is being formed is meant to be steady, meaningful, and built on something real rather than something temporary. This is why everything is unfolding slowly, why there has been silence, why that is being built with care, with patience, and with a purpose that goes beyond what can be seen right now. There will come a moment when everything begins to shift, when the silence that has been present for so long will finally give way to expression. This moment will not feel forced or unnatural, but will arrive in a way that feels right, as if everything has finally aligned into place. The words that have been held back will find their way forward, and what has been hidden will be revealed with honesty and sincerity. Until that moment arrives, there is peace in simply allowing things to be as they are, in trusting that what is meant to unfold will not be missed or delayed beyond its time. God is guiding every step, every emotion, and every moment, ensuring that when the time comes, both hearts will be ready to receive what is being revealed. This woman is no longer in the same place she once was, because the silence that once felt safe has now started to feel heavy, almost as if her heart is quietly asking to be heard. What she carries has grown beyond something she can simply keep within herself. And even though fear still exists, it is no longer strong enough to completely silence what she feels. There is a quiet courage beginning to rise within her, a courage that is not loud or sudden, but steady and real, gently guiding her closer to a moment of honesty. She has begun to see that holding everything inside is no longer bringing her peace, and that true peace may only come when she allows her feelings to be expressed in a way that is sincere and open. This realization has not come easily, because it required her to face her own fears, her own doubts, and the possibility of vulnerability. Yet, through all of this, God has been strengthening her heart, reminding her that love is not something to hide forever, but something to share when the time is right. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. There have been small changes in the way she carries herself around you. Subtle shifts that may seem ordinary on the surface, yet hold deeper meaning when seen with a sensitive heart. She may linger a little longer, speak a little softer, or show care in ways that go beyond simple kindness. These are not random actions, but expressions of a heart that is slowly finding its way toward openness, even if it has not fully arrived there yet. God is allowing these small signs to appear so that you are not taken by surprise when everything becomes clear, but instead can recognize that this connection has been growing for a long time. You are being gently prepared to receive what is coming, to understand it without fear, and to respond with a heart that is calm and grounded rather than uncertain or confused. There is something important about the way this love is unfolding, because God is working in both hearts at once, aligning emotions, strengthening understanding, and creating a space where truth can be shared without fear of being misunderstood. This is why everything has been unfolding with such care, because what is being brought together is not meant to cause confusion or pain, but to bring peace, clarity, and a deeper sense of connection. Type 1919 to receive miracles. There is also a healing aspect within this journey, something that goes beyond the surface of affection and touches areas of the heart that may have been uncertain or guarded in the past. This woman has been learning to trust again, to believe that what she feels can be safe, and to understand that not every expression of love leads to loss or disappointment. God has been working within her gently, not pushing her into fear, but leading her toward courage, showing her that the love she carries is not something to be ashamed of, but something that has value and purpose. She is beginning to understand that even though vulnerability feels uncertain, it is also the place where truth is allowed to live openly. This understanding is changing her slowly, helping her move from hesitation toward quiet strength. There are moments now where she feels closer than ever to speaking. Moments where her heart feels ready to release everything it has been holding. Yet she still pauses, not because she wants to hide, but because she wants the moment to be right. This care she is taking is not weakness, but respect for what she feels, because she understands that something this meaningful deserves to be expressed with clarity and sincerity. Type 2020 to claim miracles. You may begin to notice that something around you feels different, even if you cannot fully explain it, as if the air itself carries a sense of anticipation that was not there before. This is not your imagination, but a quiet awareness that is beginning to grow within you, preparing you for what is coming. God is allowing your heart to sense this shift so that when the truth is revealed, it does not feel unfamiliar or unexpected, but instead feels like something you have already begun to understand. There is a gentle alignment taking place where both hearts are being brought closer to the same point of readiness, not through pressure, but through growth. This alignment is important because it ensures that when the moment of expression arrives, it will be received with openness rather than confusion. God is not only preparing her to speak, but also preparing you to hear with understanding and calmness. This connection that has been forming is not based on sudden emotion or passing feeling, but on something that has been built quietly over time. Something that has been allowed to deepen without interference. This is why it carries a sense of stability, a feeling that it is not fragile or uncertain, but grounded in something real. What is about to be revealed is not new, but something that has already existed, waiting for the right moment to be seen clearly. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. There is also a sense of peace that is beginning to replace the uncertainty that once surrounded this situation, as if everything is gently settling into place without force. This peace is a sign that what is unfolding is aligned with a deeper purpose, something that is being guided carefully so that it brings clarity rather than confusion.